But we're coming to you live from the WayBeforeTheFame garage. We have an addition by subtraction, so no longer do I have to little person insert Project Acty. So if you guys remember, click the corner right now. This car was supposed to be a long build series, but schedules and timing just didn't work out. I ended up going to Hawaii for like 2 weeks. David got super busy, and shout out to Dadbod Garage. If you guys haven't subscribed to his channel, Savi, he's the one who diagnosed and helped me with countless issues on the little person. If you guys remember, we fixed the gas issue thanks to him. I got power windows thanks to Savi. We cut a lot of the stuff thanks to David and Savi, the speakers, the sub, all that good stuff. And you'll see a lot of the same things that were done on this car done on Project Acty. And the reason we wanted to go above and beyond and even include Teggy and everything is because we wanted this car to initially go on Cars and Bids. We were all going to put all our like power, influence, and knowledge and everything and build essentially the perfect Honda Acty. And that's really what I think this car is. As you guys know, I am not the biggest Honda fanboy, although I owned a Beat, Motocampo, Acty kinda, Street, and Z, and other Honda Kei cars, but to be honest, I truly believe this is the perfect Honda Acty. Technically though, it could use a different set of wheels, which I'll show you guys on the screen right now. You could choose between one of these, but besides that, I think this is as good as it gets. Especially I want to add on a budget. Yes, you can D-Series swap it or take a Honda Vamos turbo engine and put it in here and make it better. And this one technically doesn't have AC, so that can make it a little better. But for being on a budget, for being done in essentially like 2 weeks, if I were to get a Honda Acty, it will look exactly like this minus... So in today's video, I want to drive the said perfect Honda Acty. I want to show you all the cool features it has, all the cool quirks, everything that was done to it. And if you haven't already joined the Mendy Imports giveaway, I believe there's like 70 slots left. This is one of the options: a Jimny, a Serena, a dump Suzuki Carry, a bunch of fun cars there. But there's 70 slots left. Head over to his website, join if you haven't already. And without further ado, let's talk about the Honda Acty. So first and foremost, before we get into the truck, I want to say the reason that I'm not the biggest Honda Acty fanboy is that someone that's been creating content for 4 years, that visits dealerships and sees all types of trucks, all types of makes and models. What I don't love is when I drive to a dealership and they have 50 K trucks for sale and 40 of them are Actys. It's like, come on. And then I ask them, like, you know, what makes you want to buy Actys? And he says, that's all the customer wants. So I don't blame them for, you know, their job is to make money. Of course, it makes sense to buy the most popular truck, but I just don't really understand the hype. Is it a great truck? Yes. Does it have one of the best part availabilities? Yes. Can you still buy parts brand new at the dealership? Yes. Is it a good looking truck? Yes. But is it so much better than the Sandbar? Is it so much better than the Carry, the Hijet, the Jumbo, the Mazda Scrum? Like, is it better than those? Yeah, I don't, it depends who you ask. In my personal opinion, I think they're great trucks. What I really dislike about them, outside of it being overrated, is the fact that they're full-time four-wheel drive, which, in my opinion, don't believe Google, makes them one of the slowest trucks. Because the Carry, the Hijet, the mini cab, the Subaru, all of them have push button four-wheel drive, so they're rear wheel drive 100% of the time, unless you need the four-wheel drive. So it's less things turning, you get more of a sporty feel, you can do U-turns for no reason, you could clutch kick it, you could do all that stuff that you technically cannot do on a Honda Acty. But that's pretty much it. I'm not going to pretend that this isn't a great truck, especially the one in front of us. So now that we got the negatives out of the way, let me name all the cool stuff about the Honda Acty, and especially this one in particular. So when it comes to Honda mini trucks, if there was one I was going to buy, it was this one exactly. I remember when we initially saw this one at the auctions. I love the Honda Acty TOWN, an emphasis on the Town. So the Town means you get the white bumpers, you don't get the plastic. A lot of them also come with fog lights. Some other features that are specific with the Town is this interior. So you know some of the models is kind of like that vinyl. This is more of a cloth. You also get the tack, which is a huge pro who doesn't want to have a tack in their car. And then a lot of times they usually come with clocks. They come with the California mirrors. The Town essentially makes it like a city mobile. You know what I mean? It's like you're getting a Honda Acty, but you want to drive it around in the Town. So when we found one that had the chocolate brown interior with the fog lights, it was impossible to pass it up. The only one that this doesn't have to make it perfect as far as model goes is that it does not have AC, which is a bummer, but not the end of the world, especially when you live in the Northeast. And the only thing I need right now is some heat. Before we get into the modifications, let me just show how the car looks Got the JDM white plate. I know it's supposed to be yellow, but even in Japan, a lot of the Kei cars have white plates. Got the fog lights, LEDs. There's a couple things that I would do if it was my truck. I would most likely paint this rack white. Like I think it's the snow also throwing me off, but I love the white on white. Like if it was my truck, I would 100% have white wheels. I'm happy we didn't go the route of painting the bed. David wanted to paint it, but in my personal opinion, it looks dirty right now, but the bed isn't too bad. Got the nice exhaust there. We'll talk about that in a second. And I don't mind these wheels. Like some people call them dunks. They look fine. They don't stick out like a lot of other owners. They're pretty flush. Now onto the interior. Clean door cards. Cloth seats. Headliner's in great condition. Sound deadening, as you can see. Full-time 4-wheel drive. And it only has 121,000 kilometers, which is like, I think 80,000 miles. So now let's talk about everything that we did. And if you wanted to see other Acty builds, click the corner right now. Shout out to the homie Giovanni. We built his in this exact spot. We did it in 4 days and drove it all the way to Cleveland, which was an adventure in itself. But after doing that one, that gave us the idea to do another one. This one just being our own. So we did the Giga exhaust, Ryrus Rin. Sounds amazing. We did an air filter. We did like the basic maintenance. We checked the plugs and a lot of stuff was still new, so we didn't have to do anything. But it does have an exhaust. We put these 15s on there, which look good. We added the LED light from Amazon. This was about 15 bucks. We added this roof rack. I think the mini racks on the Kei truck look badass. Gives it a nice touch. And then LEDs. Those are pretty bright the way it was. And then that's really it. Like, you know, that's what I love about this one so much is that the exhaust, 300 bucks. Rack, let's say another 300 bucks. LEDs all around, $100. So we're at $700 right now. Wheels, depending on how you look at them, let's just say another $300. So we're at $1,000 from taking a stock normal Acty TOWN. And then really the presidential part is the interior. So you can see the sound deadening all around. Under the seat, they even repainted this. Check out Dad Bod Garage, he has a video on all this stuff. But here was all like kind of surface rust. Didn't look the best. And then on this side, you could see some paint. More sound deadening all around. We were going to go up to here, but I guess they didn't go that route. I know some of the trucks, people put it up to here, or even up to here, honestly. Especially if it's black. So now let's talk about the small things that make a world difference. So power windows first and foremost. If you have power windows in your Acty, you most likely have that huge box from Japan, which just looks ugly. So this looks very OEM. Very easy to access. And then it also has power locks, which I forgot to mention. So you can see really the little things. It also has it on the remote. So you can see it's unlocked if I hit lock. And it even clicks on the lights. So check out the orange lights. So it's the little things like this, which I believe Dad Bod Garage, comment below, maybe this was $60. I know these are about $100. And then if you want to factor in the sound deadening, let's just say $250 for sound deadening all around, power windows and power locks. So we're at $1250 right now. They also put a Pioneer radio, 2 new door speakers, and then one of the biggest upgrades. I didn't realize how important a sub was before I did it on my mirror walkthrough, but having this under my seat makes such a world difference. This is a 10-inch. That one is an 8-inch, but mind you, the cab in this car is huge, and having that under my seat, it just makes someone like me who loves listening to music, having that sub is becoming mandatory, I think, on all my cars moving forward. Now let's start her up. Let's drive this Acty. I actually need to run some errands, so we're going to drive it a lot. We'll get it on the highway. I do a top speed run. I do have to admit that these 15s Definitely slow it down in comparison to like VXs. Look at me trying to roll the window up. I'm not even used to the luxury right now. Sounds great with the exhaust too. Let's just let 30 seconds of... Right now, trust me, I did not want to downshift. I did it solely for the video. Comment below if you downshift your K cars. I never downshift my K cars, ever. I drive like this, honestly, most of the time. That's why none of my 25 K cars have ever had any major issues, because I'm a little slow driver. Like, I rarely rev it out. I mean, like, if I have an N1 ECU and a cappuccino, maybe different story. For a truck like this, though, like, I don't need to drive fast. Which brings us to, I do have to admit, another big pro on the Acty is the engine being all the way in the back. It's pretty sweet. It's cool to have the engine node behind you in comparison to the other trucks, but because it's all the way behind you, unlike the sandbar, it isn't the easiest to work on. Doing plugs, wires, and basic maintenance is easy, but I know timing belts are a lot harder than the other models. I had to do a distributor cap and rotor on a Honda Street, and that took a lot longer than it would have on probably any other K truck. You know what else I love about driving K trucks? And you don't get this in mirror walkthroughs, midgets, K vans, cappuccinos, Beats, even AZ1s, is that if you live somewhere where these trucks are viewed as like farm vehicles or work trucks, or you just live somewhere like in the Caribbean or some European countries where they're just so used to seeing this with wood and tires or platanos or food or just some things in the back, you get a different type of appreciation from those type of people. Like, of course, a car person is going to be like, wow, I love these, I've seen them in, you know, Japanese movies and shows and stuff like that, and that's cool and all, but when they're used to seeing K trucks viewed as work trucks, and then they see one with 15s and underglow and canards like the homies out in Florida, or even the dude in Maryland that had the moto compo in the back, it's like, hold on, what is this? I am not used to seeing a K truck with a sub and tri-spokes and crazy stuff like that. It's from Japan.
Yeah, I know. I lived there for 5 years.
Oh, really?
I swear I seen this before, and I was like, yo,
yeah,
this is crazy.
You live in Japan?
Yeah, I used to live in Sasebo. It's like the end of the
Yeah,
island.
what do you do there?
My dad was in the military.
Oh, sick.
So I went to school out there and shit like that.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun out there, bro.
Yeah, Japan's cool. I want to move out there one day.
Yo, bro, I want to move back in.
Yeah.
Never come back in.
Yeah, you got to get one of these. Drive them over
too,
here.
Right?
Yeah.
Yo, I'm all at you.
Yeah, later. That's not a stage interaction right there. That's just a random person that just held up traffic. Shout out to nobody honking and having a Grinch mentality. But yeah, look at this. People just showing love to the trucks. He said he used to live there for 5 years. I'm going there to move in March for a couple months. Stay tuned for March Japan content. When it gets darker tonight, I'm going to show how good it looks with the LEDs and fogs, but I had to come to the famous park, do a 360 of this thing. If there was more snow, we'll be doing some other fun stuff that I'm not going to say. Gotta love that mirror tint in the back. Subscribe to the channel, Road to 40K. Let me put this LED backlight too. Actually, I'll wait till it gets dark, but I'll do it now because this thing is bright. But yeah, I'll end this video here. Thank you guys for watching. I love this Honda Acty. In my opinion, I'm not just saying this, this is the perfect Acty for about, you know, $8,000 all in, and probably all the time and money and labor that went into it. This is a sick truck. Now, before we end this video, let me show you the Acty at night. We got the clicker, LEDs in action. I'll even give you a cold start. Let me turn on the lights and hazards. Such a good looking truck. There's the work light. Look at the SMX. You can see the interior. You can see everything. And then before we end this, good old 660 Honda Acty cold start.